Yo, I'm waiting on one of the brothers to come through to ask a question for me. Yo, Robot, best rapper of the 21st century. That's love. Thank you for that. I'm gonna see where bro at. Where bro who supposed to be going loud? You on it now? And not, we can go ahead and just do something else. Alchemist, is you? Something like that.
There you go.
Yo,
Talk to me nice, my nigga. So you said it's not a belief, so give me the rundown.
I don't have a belief. What's
So
wrong with your neck?
what's your understanding of
Let
knowledge of,
me ask you a question. Why you keep rolling your neck like that?
because I'm trying to get my spinal cord right. It's the release of the tantric force, the energy, the kundalini raised force that rises up the spinal cord. So I always tend to do that roll your shoulders.
Oh, okay.
It deals with
All right.
kundalini and the raised flame now.
Okay.
Why you say that?
But it's a question because I observed you doing it. As far as I don't have a belief, so you asking me what is it that you want to know?
Your knowledge or your understanding basically of our existence.
I'm figuring it out.
Respect, but I know you still gotta you still got some type of knowledge that you share or push. I don't want to say a doctrine, but you know
Yeah,
what I'm trying to
I
ask you, bro.
hmm I do know what you're trying to ask, and my thing is to show you that whatever you're used to, you're not dealing with that right now. That's it. That I don't have a teaching, right? I'm figuring things out,
Respect.
and people share in that journey with me. They figuring things out. Well, they have similar questions that I have, so I say, okay, let's all walk together and let's figure these things out. Let's see what happens. Oh, they say this, you get benefits from not eating meat. Let's test that. They say you benefit from meditating. Let's test that. They say this, that's what we're doing. So myself, I'm a seeker, and I like to figure things out. And yeah, I don't have a belief or anything like that. So as
Respect.
far as the question of the people and the situation, circumstances, I don't even know yours. So you see, I had to ask you why you rolling your neck. I don't even know where that's coming from. That may be that's your teachings, or something that meaning something you were taught, or something that you heard of at least, and you tested it out. Maybe you receive benefits from it. No different than what I do. And I challenge people who I see may be giving people things as if they are teachings, yet they're not able to, for one, apply those things in life, or
Facts.
for, you know what I'm saying, or for two, separate themselves from the teaching.
Mm. Okay.
People, they become hooked on the
Sound
person
good.
as opposed
Yeah.
to what's
Yeah.
being brought.
I
All right.
agree with everything you just said. That's a fact. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's knowledge of self. Some worship, honestly, if you really want to get deep into it, understand the black sun and what is the source of everything. When you get into the creator, God, or where we come from, what do you share? I mean, yeah, my neck is hurting, but that's if you study the essence of Kundalini and the essence of the Uraeus soul, the sleeping force or the dormant force that's in the bottom half of our spinal cord. You know the energy has to raise up your spinal cord, so it's a lot of force that has to be liberated and released out of the body, the subtle bodies. I'm just responding to one of the comments,
I
but yeah,
see
that's
that.
basically what I'm talking about.
Uh, yeah, I don't. When you said knowledge of self, nah, not really. You want to know why? I don't think, from my understanding, I don't think you can know self because self
Okay,
is ever changing. We have too many cells in our body. We have too many functionalities that shift day in and day out.
that's a great
And every
answer.
in every moment, we're not that same being. So even if we were somehow, able to encapsulate everything of ourself in a moment. And the very next moment, whatever truth we set of self in that moment, it will no longer be that truth. So
Infinity. So yeah,
yeah,
so basically understanding our infinite nature.
it's not even that. You want to know why?
Go ahead, talk.
Because no one has been able to successfully explain infinity in a way that human beings can grasp it.
That's a
Even the
fact.
word infinity says we don't know what it is.
That's a fact. I agree. I
So
agree.
it's not infinity either.
Now let me ask you about the essence of Earth or the physical realm being a trap. How do you feel about that? Because that's a doctrine or consciousness or concept that's thrown around a lot.
I think it's
We live in
possible.
a matrix or we live in a trap. How you
I
feel
think it's
about that?
possible. Yeah, I think it's possible. I think one of the ways we can test whether or not it's possible for human beings, especially, all right, there are limitations for different beings. We are trapped to an extent that birds are not trapped because birds have the ability to first they walk on land, also they can raise up off it and travel in the sky. You understand that? However, that doesn't mean that it can traverse all of the biospheres or atmospheres or different layers of the atmosphere and leave out toward the magnetosphere and go beyond that. So then human beings say, you know what, we can't do this naturally. So then let's find a technological way to leave the ground. And they started hot air balloons. They started the crafts. All right. Even if you go ancient Egyptian, if those were the vehicles that they had at that time, they had crafts or planes now, or bombers now, and even still, they even say back engineering of extraterrestrial crafts. If they have that, even if it wasn't an extraterrestrial craft, they have vehicles that move Mach 7, Mach this, that. You know what I'm saying? So the speed has increased over time with the vehicles to compete with the vehicles they were talking about biblically or in the ancient texts. So my point is, they figured out a way to get off the ground. That doesn't mean that they figured a way to get off planet. However, just because we don't know, meaning you and I, just because we don't know about the different potential operations that are taking place off planet, all right, or interplanetary missions that they may have, or stations that they may have set up, just because we're not privy to that doesn't mean it isn't happening. So I think that Earth may be a prison to a certain extent, meaning there may be guards on certain parts of the planet that you can't go into certain places. If you're not able to technologically leave the planet, you can't jump high enough to get out of here because of the gravitational force, even if it's not called gravity, whatever the force is or whatever the density is here is heavy enough that it brings you back to the ground. So you're not able to escape in that way. That doesn't mean, though, that you can't get out. It just may mean that human beings themselves may be limited in their ability to leave here.
That's a good
So again,
answer.
I'm still exploring that. I don't have all the answers on that.
Right. So my question would be, who trapped us? If it's a
I have no
trap, like
idea.
who created all of
I don't
this?
know.
Is there a single creator? Is there multiple creators? Is the
Like, I don't
soul the
know.
creator? Like,
I
what's the
don't know.
source?
I don't know.
Mm,
I can
okay, I
I can
respect
sit here
that.
and believe all day, even with Malachi's teachings. That doesn't mean I know. Maybe he knows. I'm not him.
I respect that.
So I don't believe what
Okay.
he says. I don't, because some things he may be able to show right now, some things he may not be able to show. Some things I bear witness to, some things I can't bear witness to, I haven't borne witness to date. So let's say he knows. Let's say he's aware of the creators and how to get out and all that. That's his knowledge. That's his awareness. For me to say because he knows it and he taught it to me and I believe him that now I know it makes me no different than a Christian. Makes me no different than the spiritual person who believes in all these spiritual teachers. Made me no different than a Muslim. I might as well be a part of a religion. Well, that's not
Exactly.
nuwapu. We weren't taught that. We were taught don't even believe him. That put us in a position to be seekers so that we don't just receive what he says. You can't believe what he talks about when he's talking about Anunnaki, all this other stuff. Who knows about that stuff other than those who've had the experience with these people?
Right.
And what's to say you meet those people and they say, hey, we are Anunnaki? What's to say they speak Sumerian? What's to say they speak Akkadian? And what's to say people come back, oh yeah, I talked to this deity. I said, what did they say? They say, well, they told me this, that. I said, they speak English?
Ha ha ha.
You see,
Good. Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
see?
Okay,
It's not
okay,
that tone.
okay. And you said Nuwapian. That's the name of it, because that's what I was asking about. That's
Yeah,
the name.
it's not that it's the name of it. It's the type of person.
Right. I don't want to put it in a box or
It
anything,
can't
but I
be.
don't. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, if you ask me what
There's no other
Nuwapu
way I
is,
can you put that question in English terms. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how
I
the language
understand.
is.
I understand. So it's a type of person. The closest I can get you to what a Nuwapian is the word scientist.
Okay, I see. See. There we go. We're getting somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, a scientist.
And that's based off of what? You know the etymology of science, right? It
Mm-hmm.
means
Now
to know.
let me to know, right? Well,
Yeah.
that's like gnosis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See,
Yeah,
you're getting
exactly. There you
somewhere.
go. No noetics. Okay. Noesis, gnosis, science. All that's is all that same thing, saying Gnostic, to know a thing. All right. So you won't be able to know what's behind a door until you what?
You got to seek.
Exactly. Ask, seek, and knock. The door will be open. Now you know what's behind it. And even still, there are levels to that. The point is, if somebody's trying to tell you what's behind the door, and you ask them how many times they've been in there, they say, I haven't been in there.
You
I
got
said,
to
well, then
experience
how do
it
you know?
yourself.
They don't know. So I say, how do you know? So then they say, well, I can hear their voice. I say, what if it's a tape player? And then it gets deeper like that. You know what I'm saying? So you go through the door to know a thing, and then it lets you know what you don't know. Any new IP can say, yeah, we know who the Neteru are, and then I'll ask them questions. And I grew up in Nuwapu, and the Nuwapians will tell you, oh yeah, he still questions us. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? What do you
Mm-hmm.
mean? I question Sabians, everybody. What do you mean you know who the Neteru are upon the Tharu? How do you know? Well, the master said this, that, oh, no. You're telling me what he knows. And you don't even know if he knows that or if he's just saying that.
Yeah, just like religion.
There you
It's
go.
the whole aspect of external
It puts
validation. But
you in
getting
a
down to
position to have to
science,
be of the knowing. When you start talking about extraterrestrials, if they're not in communication with you, then you don't know what you're talking about. You could teach
experience,
me that all day. I don't want to hear about all this Pleiadians or Pleiadians and Arcturians, and
facts,
I don't care nothing about that because
fact,
if I can't see them for myself, talk to the
experience.
Aldebaran, there you go.
Exactly,
There you go.
exactly,
That's
experience.
Nuapu. That's Nuapu.
Okay, okay. But all right, so we boiling down to the science,
Mm-hmm.
still trying to understand this infinite of what we're experiencing, nigga. It's that eternal hero's journey,
There you
essentially.
go. Eternal
We're trying to
pursuit.
have the science of understanding the unknown,
There you go.
basically.
There you go.
Okay, okay. I respect it a lot. I respect it a lot. So I've been throwing a lot of shots at everybody because I throw shots at myself. That's how we make ourselves stronger.
All
Uh,
right.
but it everything is getting revealed in an aspect to where, like you said, experience is revealing beyond what the human brain can process. So
Mm-hmm.
essentially, being like that living testimony is starting to play
There
itself out in this
you go.
inevitable aspect to where niggas don't even got to be tapped in and everybody is witnessing. So that's what I mean. Like, niggas' beliefs can get pushed to the side at this point in time because truth is being revealed, bro. And the shit is getting intense and intensifying fast. We talking about the solar system here. So we're trying to study the science of the unknown, mysterious solar system. Do you think that there's beings that are soulless?
I don't know whether or not they're beings to the soul is. What is the soul?
That's a fact. I would say source. I would say main source of. I guess you would have to say the formless void before the form. We go back to we could use the scriptures Genesis 1:1, the formless waters before creation, essentially
That's
the
my thing.
primordial organism.
If we had to use again, if we got to go back to their books. We don't know.
That's a fact.
I don't know what this.
Well,
I don't
going back to
listen.
testing, right? We could study and read all day long, but getting into the meditation and experiencing something
Mhm.
like the essence of before creation, because
I can
if
experience
we talking
before
about the
creation.
invisible realm, our soul would have to be. My bad. I don't mean to cut you off,
Are you
but
good?
uh, our invisible aspect, the mind, which would be the mental aspect of the brain, so we could still try to study the invisible subconscious as much as possible. Like that's where we're all at, and this shit is essentially an eternal journey. But that would be the source, like the subconscious mind, right?
Well, okay. What's happening is you're using a lot of words that are jumping between spiritual and physical, and the reason why that's happening is because spiritual hasn't been defined fully
That's
to the
a
point that
fact.
human beings understand it.
Right.
Because I asked you, what is spiritual?
I mean, if we go back to the etymology of spirit, that's just the breath.
So
So that
then
would
we
just, I mean, spiritual is just
okay.
breathing.
So then
That's the essence of
there's
this
no such
eternal.
thing as a spiritual person. That's everybody.
Everybody, exactly. Facts. That's a fact. I agree on that. And that's what I'll be trying to say. Even if we want to use the Hebrew scientific aspect of it, with just the essence of the breath, where everything is breathing. We are all the breathing testimony of that. But
Yeah. So there's no
what
such
they're
thing as a
really,
spiritual person. So what's the spiritual realm? The carbon dioxide and oxygen.
I mean, you could say that, right? Based off it, if it has to be the spirit, right? The ruach,
Then that's
based
right
off
here. That's
the
not in no
Hebrew.
spiritual.
Say that
That's not.
again.
That's not in a spiritual realm. Then that's just regular. That's just here. You breathe
Exactly,
out
but that's
carbon
a fact.
dioxide.
But when you said levels earlier, but just that basic understanding, could that be a key to unlock that door to the deeper levels of understanding? So now we get into, all right, nigga, this shit ain't English no more. You just gotta experience.
People don't want the deeper levels of understanding. The deeper levels of understanding are taught in the universities. The deeper levels of understanding are taught in the actual schools that people tell us not to
Respect.
go to. Hold
Okay,
on one
I
second, bro.
respect that. I respect that. So that, but that's kind of my point where a quote unquote soulless person would kind of like it's not for them. Like it's the difference between profane and elect. If almost using the essence of polarity or duality, studying nature, nigga, there's predator and there's prey, right?
Right?
Wouldn't that be the same aspect when you get to us as the highest mammal or animal in the animal kingdom, being the 666 beast?
If you saying carbon as a 666 beast?
Our genetics and our anatomy to be in this physical crystallized body. However you
It's
want
not just
to scientifically say
666.
it. Say that
It's
again.
not just 666. It's so many.
Yeah, no, that's a
It's so many different.
fact.
It's so many different chemical elements. I don't know why people stick to the
Just the
666. Maybe because that's the only one they
basic
know.
though. That's just the basic because you know that's what triggers the brain, and everybody knows that basic. Look, we start from a foundation of basic and working our way deeper, my nigga. I gotta start. I can't just go off the deep end. And
Well, y'all can't stay there because y'all been talking about 666 since I was 3 years old. So that ain't changed. That never changed. It didn't change with Bobby Hemmett. It didn't change with any of the teachers who learned from him and came after him. People still stuck on this 666 thing, not understanding. If you're going to study one chemical element, why not study the rest of them?
I agree, but I mean, I'm just speaking from an aspect of being basic and starting level, nigga. I'm on some infinite shit as well. I agree with what you're saying, but I'm not. It's just me and you talking, my boy. I ain't talking about other people or anything like that. I'm just trying to give a basic foundation. It's our first ever conversation. I got to give a starting point, right?
Well, then you start with hydrogen. You start with nitrogen. You start with oxygen. You don't. Carbon wasn't the first thing present according to their periodic table. If we're not going to go based on their information, we can stop talking about it and stop using their words. But as long as we're using their words, we need to understand what they know and what they say. How much of your atmosphere is composed of nitrogen?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking.
No, I haven't studied that.
Okay, well, I'm not going to try to do that. I'm saying it's 70, about 78, 70%, 75%. Either way.
Fire. But that's still
Give me 1 second, bro.
dealing with them elements, bro, right?
Exactly. The
We
periodic table.
composed and made up of these elements, right?
Huh?
Are we all composed and made up of these same elements, or dealing with the aspect of cloning again? This is what I mean by like the whole aspect of uh, uh, the elect, divine blood, or like you say, Nuwapian, or is this what I'm saying? Like, is there a cutoff? Because everybody is claiming to be spiritual, like we was just talking about,
Yeah.
but like you said, it's clearly not for everybody.
No, that's not what I said. Remember, you said spirit is breath.
Yeah, but once we got into our deeper understanding, we agreed about the spiritual, how people use that as like basically a religion now. That's I'm using
Yeah,
I'm
that's not what
saying
it
things
is then.
I'm using everything as an example, bro.
Okay. So my thing to you is spiritual just means breath. That's what we just can't understand, right? According to
Hmm.
what y'all saying. So then everybody's breathing. That's not a thing. They making it into a thing. The Christians breathe. The Muslims breathe. The atheists breathe. You know what I'm saying? So that's everybody's spiritual. They got to stop claiming that. Maybe that's where the confusion is coming in.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. That's what I'm saying. But that's even on a basic level of an English word. So that's what I'm getting. So there's got to be a separation to be able to unify is what I'm getting at. But when you say anything about separation or division, it's an issue. But that would first also be the first stage of alchemy, right? If we get down in the Greedo and separating all the damn chemical substances to bring that shit to one, right?
Give me 1 second,
No,
brother.
you good. You good. Have you decompressed your spinal cord today? That's what I mean. Have you took a deep breath? The breath of life, my boy. I'll share some shit with y'all niggas while he back. Y'all niggas need to study this tantra shit right here. This shit talk about the breathing and all that. We got this one right here. Screenshot. Bam. Another one. Get back in this divine feminine. I wasn't expecting this. This is kind of cool. Ain't gonna lie. I definitely gained a little bit more respect for this nigga. When's the last time y'all decompressed y'all spinal cord, man? View 69. Wow, that's crazy. You know we got 69 gematria codes to praise the soul. 69 in gematria is what? Creating worlds. Sheesh. It never stops, Goose. You know we got 69 gematria codes, nigga. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out who sent my live to this nigga too. Y'all niggas be some watching ass niggas. I know we got 69 codes, nigga. I seen that comment earlier too to my brother want to debate, not learn. What? Self-projected on you. You self-projected. Told on yourself. We study the brain. There's nothing to debate. There's nothing to debate when truth is being revealed, nigga.
Yo, all right, I can hear you now.
Now you good, Brody? 69.
All right. So where we at with it?
I don't know, bro. We just having some damn fun, honestly.
Spiritual. I think that's what we was at.
Oh yeah,
So
yep.
so if you can just understand what I'm saying, right? They're not knowing what spirit is to begin with is what's causing them to fall short. And then they take it on as an identity. That's why even in some of my music that's gonna come out, I'm gonna explain more. Like, don't classify me as spiritual. Don't classify me as conscious. One of the main reasons is we don't know what that is, right? No matter what it is, I ask people, tell me what is a spirit. They can't tell me. I said, where's the spirit world? They can't tell me. So I'm like, y'all are not even the Hindus that used to be the Hindus, because they used to be able to explain their sciences. You're not even the Buddhists, because that's where they get this woke stuff from, right? Buddha. That's what it's really streaming back to, because Buddha means awake. The Buddhists know what they're talking about, though, when you ask them things. They can explain it because they actually took the time to study where all these things are coming from.
Yeah.
The spirit community is taking a piece here, a piece there, this religion, this thing. They can't make up their mind if they want to be the biblical chosen,
There
if
it
they want to
is.
be students of Buddha, who's supposed to be an awake and leaving the earth, or if they want to live like the Muslims. And I'm not talking about going through the schools to learn the sciences. They don't know where they are. They can't understand which school it is. So please just tell me again, why would I want to claim spirituality? It's no
You know,
different.
I mean
It's just another religion.
that's my exact that's all I was trying to. That's my point. That's my
Okay.
point. Exactly. And that's my point. Throwing around that word loosely and niggas don't even realize how it's another religion. That was my whole point about using that, even bringing up the word spirit or spiritual as that example, to share that with people so they can use that as a foundation or neutral like discernment key. Like, yo, people are just throwing this shit around like it's Christianity all over again. That's my point. And I'll be trying to share that same exact thing. I respect it. We on the same page with a lot of shit, more than
Yeah.
I expected.
So yeah, I don't know. I think the biggest mystery is Dr. York. As
That's a fact.
of all these teachers, the biggest mystery is Malachi York. And I think it's being proven every day. Every time I give people the opportunity to come up and challenge me, I think it's being proven daily that another big mystery are his children or his students or the ones who walk with him. You
What do
understand that? Meaning the ones that came through those sciences, only we have that experience. So
okay.
this world is looking for something different. They're not looking for an answer. They're looking for the right questions. One more time. They're not looking for an answer. They're looking for the right questions. And once they find that questioning method, that formula, oh, it's over. Anything you think you're going to teach them that's supposed to be held up in this high regard of all this, fake that, it ain't going to work anymore because those people are going to ask the right questions and you're not going to be able to explain it. That's why they're upset with me because I'm telling people to question these people. Don't believe these people at all. Anybody, nobody. And they say, well, what about you, Faise? What do you teach? And then they get answers like how you getting.
I was just
I'm
about to.
teaching people to go ahead.
Oh no, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you. What was you about to? You go ahead, finish.
I'm
You say
teaching people to question
got
everything,
got you,
including themselves.
got you. Yeah, nigga, what? Nigga, you better question yourself. I would say
Question
your ass ain't
yourself.
really.
One
If
of
you
the
ain't questioning
sisters,
yourself, your ass ain't really been off that
listen,
deep end yet. That's a
one of
fact.
the a sister just got on this live earlier. One of the main things she was saying, I can't stand you. You this, you're a fraud, you fake. And by the time we got to the end of the conversation, she was like, I love you.
What
You see what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, what do people try to challenge you on?
They're not. They think they're challenging me. They're challenging themselves.
Yeah, nigga, this shit getting trippy.
Oh, I know. But they're not challenging
This
me.
nigga,
That's why I
say
can't
shit I
take
be
what they're
dealing
saying
with.
or
Nah,
answering personal. They're just challenging themselves. They okay. They don't know that I know that they're a part of religions and
yeah,
ideologies,
yeah, facts.
and it's hard for them to break away from it.
Yep.
So I don't take it negatively. Even the ones who try to attack or comment. If you're on my live commenting negative things, your soul is being called here. If you want to use that word, or your psyche is attracted to this. Your mind, your brain, your being is attracted to it. And if you're attracted to it, it must be for a reason. So then I'll let you ask your questions, I'll ask you questions, and we deal with it that way. So no, they're not even really challenging. People don't want some people come and ask me about masonry. They want to challenge me on masonry and what Masons believe. They don't understand that's a belief system. They see me with a Masonic hat on. They say, you must be a Mason, you believe in it. I said the last time I was even at a lodge was 2019. I became a Mason when I was 16 years old. That was 10 years ago. The Masons don't know what I know. You
Yeah,
understand? I ask the Masons these questions, they can't answer. One person tried to come on and tell me about the lesser light and the greater light, the moon and the sun, and it's supposed to be some third light. I said, the moon is not a light. According to the science that they put out, which gives us these words to use like moon and sun, the moon is a reflector. It's not a light. So you automatically this conversation is you're not having a conversation with me right now. You're in the learner seat. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. Nah, I get it.
So I'll
I
tell you
respect it.
if tomorrow if I wear a cross, the spiritual community gonna be like, oh, oh, we get you a Christian, you still in the Abrahamic religion. And then the next day, if I put on a thong and I prostrate, right? They're gonna be like, oh, yeah, you're a Muslim. And the next day, if I put on a fez or a Tartar Bush and I put an
Oh
L on the
shit.
back of my name, or if I come out as Omari Hargrove L, which I have documents, I am Omari Hargrove L. You understand what I'm saying? If I come out and say that, I, Omari Hargrove L, I showed them the documentation, put on the top of this, he said, oh, we got him, he's more. And then the next day, you see what I'm saying? I put on a suit. They're not going to know because they're trying to, that's their problem. They're trying to box me in, not understanding how boxed in they are.
Right. That's kind of what I'm getting at too. Where like maybe 50% of them people that's even trying to box niggas in, is it for them niggas or it's just not for them and they still is just getting the witness truth being revealed?
I
That's
don't
just
have,
the
I don't
question
have
I
that,
be.
I don't have that, what's the word? Authority to say who it's for. Well, I think the actions will show. You know what I mean? Like if you, let's say if
Nah,
you, a
yeah,
building,
right.
let's say a building is on fire, right? and you be like, yo, the building's on fire, and you get everybody up and you tell them to come on. And that alarm is for everybody because everybody will benefit from listening to it. Maybe not everybody will get out. Maybe not everybody wants to get out. Maybe people will try to get out and they'll get stuck, right? So I don't have the authority, oh, this ain't for you, right? Not truly.
Yeah, motherfuckers be proving it's not for them now.
There
That's
you go.
exactly, that's a
That's the
fact.
only one who
There it is.
could say it's not for them is them through their
There.
actions.
And then niggas get even mad when you share that as a testimony to show like, yo, it's not for everybody. Almost to be making it more personal. If you get that opportunity to even get this shit, like anything of it. If we talking about science again, when we earlier you said this shit is unknowable, damn near. You agree with
What's
that? We talk
unknowable?
about the cosmos, nigga. This shit is a mystery.
What I
Uh,
didn't say. What I say is unknowable.
it's. I'm just talking about like the essence of infinity,
Yeah, I'm saying as
eternity.
far as we know, human beings can't grasp it.
Right.
That
That's what
doesn't
I'm
mean
saying.
that doesn't mean it can't be grasped. It's
But
just a word that we're saying that we don't know a thing.
the essence of seeking that, whether we can know it or not know it, is why we still here seeking it, though, right? That's what I'm. But that's
You
what we.
think you're seeking infinity, but when you wake up, you realize you were enjoying your journey as a human being.
Right. Right.
I don't know why y'all are seeking
So.
infinity.
So when you said when you wake up, so that's what I'm saying. The essence of not that sleep state. When
Yeah,
we
what
talk,
I
that's a
mean
different.
by when you wake up is a it's a phrase saying eventually go talk to people that are elders, right, who are about to pass away. They'll tell you how ridiculous all this stuff sounds because all they want is more time as a human being. The person that's on their last breath, right?
Experience again.
Yeah,
Yep.
they just want to be able to breathe again. And human beings are wasting time acting as if they know what happens when they take that last breath. Let me tell you something. You will not know until you get there. And when you get there, most of the elders I've spoken to on their deathbeds, all they want is more time. They
See,
just
that's
want
what the
more
fuck I meant.
time. And the
So
same thing that people are trying to get away from, as soon as they get to the end, they like, yo, what was I doing? I wasted my life trying to get to the end instead of paying attention to the journey that, first of all, not everybody has the same dates and time periods when that end comes, that particular end, meaning when they take that last breath. Can you tell me truthfully that you know what happens when you take your last breath?
I mean, that's a transferring state. Trying to understand that is an interesting chemical release of the
Well,
brain. Honestly,
where do you go? Where did this idea of you, right?
that's the,
Where,
and that's the mystery that I'm talking about. So that we don't seek that, or you don't question that, or ponder on that, or meditate on that anywhere.
everybody does. That's one thing. Meditating on it, questioning it, pondering, that's one thing. Acting like you know it and going around here telling people, that's
That's a
another.
fact. That's a fact.
Because you're lying.
That's a fact. That's a
So you,
fact too.
you become a messenger of the what? Fake light.
That's okay. Okay. All right. All right. Yup. I agree. That's exactly what I'll be talking about.
Because you don't know. Even if you knew what was going to happen with you wouldn't know what was going to happen with the next man or the next
It's
woman.
exactly why niggas are mirrors. I can't do. That's why I say I don't teach niggas. I can't teach you nothing. You gotta your own experiences. Gotta be your teacher.
Exactly. So how
I'm
can you
teaching
tell
everybody.
people?
I'm teaching myself through the sacred moment of still being experiencing and getting the time to what have this eternal breath.
So watch this.
Um,
How can somebody tell somebody that hell isn't real?
I mean, yeah, that would be based off their consciousness and their projection.
How do
You
you know
you
that?
you can't. I mean, based off of the mind, you can understand where somebody could feel or understand when hell is real and shit based off experience. Again, from meditations can get intense, and you can understand how all right somebody can perceive this as hell, or even try to have a theory or concept based off of somebody else's experience.
Peace, God. I see you, Astro. So yeah, check this out. Is hell a place?
No, I wouldn't say it's a place.
And then
I,
this is what I want you to understand. You said no, and then what you followed up with, you wouldn't what?
I wouldn't say.
You wouldn't say. Is it a place though? What's the right
No.
answer? You don't know.
I mean, yeah, it would take. I mean, I could give a more. It would take a while for me to give my. I could give a neutral.
You could save time, especially someone like myself. You could save time by saying, "I don't know."
Oh yeah, that's a fact. I would probably get that disclaimer first.
Okay, well then,
But even
someone
it's
like myself,
still
I'm not
the
interested in
aspect of
your.
imagination and fun to me is
Okay,
what unlocks some of those mysterious doors.
okay. Well then, my thing is, once somebody says they don't know, I'm not interested in what you believe or think or what you have conjecture about.
Okay.
Not me personally. There's a million other people who
Yeah.
want to stand
Okay.
and listen to you.
Respect.
I just don't care because I want to talk to you about not only how you know, how can I know?
Okay.
Now you can
So
give
you
me that
said
formula. I can't be mad at you because you gave me something to do. And then you have to also tell me, listen, just because I gave you this formula doesn't mean you're gonna know for yourself.
that's a fact too. That is definitely a fact. So you said seeking infinity. That's not what we do. So what do you advise we do?
It's not okay, so here's the thing. Even my name, forever and inspiration, seeking eternity. That's what it stands for. Forever and inspiration, seeking eternity. Omari never ends. That name came about when I was 13 years old. Phase one, right? It's not even that you're not seeking eternity. Okay, I wrote a book called Nothing versus Everything, and in it I talked about the eternal pursuit and explained about infinity, actual infinity, potential infinity, all of that. Logarithms. I talk about a lot of mathematical shit, everything in it. The point was, when you're speaking of infinity, there's a mathematical science associated with it. When you're talking about eternity, there's a mathematical science associated with it. It is that awareness that we don't know what it is that allows us to seek it truthfully. If you're seeking a thing, then what is this I know what it is mentality?
Yeah,
If you're
that's a
seeking
fact.
God, then why would I ask you who
That's true.
God is? You tell me who it is. You should be saying I'm seeking it because you don't know what it is. But people start making a mistake of saying I do know what infinity is, and they try to explain it, not understanding that very thing you're telling me that you can explain,
It's
you are
putting it
not
in the
humanly capable to explain it.
right, putting it in the box, limitless. Yep. Now I see. Okay, that's a great breakdown.
You know they try to make a difference between actual infinity and potential infinity. You know that, right?
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
All right, there's no
People like
difference.
that's that limitless consciousness again. But that's almost like the seesaw play around of the damn this entirety of what we're fucking experiencing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
Like
it's an oxymoron, it's a paradox. You
bingo,
can't
it's a
to
divine
say.
contradiction
Hey,
essentially.
there you go. To say limitless consciousness is to say that it is a thing. And if
Right,
it was a thing, it
exactly.
wouldn't be
Right.
limitless.
Once you speak on this shit, is low key. Yeah, no, that's a fact. All right,
You see what I'm saying? Okay.
yeah.
So
Trust me,
watch
I
this.
get it. I know, nigga. Trust me, I
Okay,
get
I
it.
got you.
But
Let's say you was able
that's
to
a good
count to.
breakdown. Yep,
Let's say you was able to count to a Googleplex, right? Let's just say. Let's say you was able to count to a trillion, and then you times that by a trillion, and you was able to do that your whole life. The moment you take your last breath, you do understand that somebody can come on and be like, you know what,
it's
117 trillion and one. And the moment they put that one on there,
it's rearranged to the whole shit.
your infinity is no longer infinity. And
Yep.
then your infinity was only based on your capabilities. It wasn't based on reality. You were only physically capable of counting to this. And then you have to count the fact that even in your counting ability, you have to rest, you have to eat. There are things you have to do. So any human being that would have lived to even dare approach infinity in their own calculations, the moment in which they calculated it and they let out their last exhale, and somebody comes along and adds onto it, it's no longer that person's natural infinity, which means that we're not dealing with infinity as a natural number, because that natural number could not be infinite, because the moment you add on to that natural number with another natural number, you're not dealing with infinity, you're just dealing with whatever that natural number will be called. So infinity is supposed to be valued or estimated to be a value of a thing or weighed as a thing. There's an amount. So then that is not infinity by definition.
Yep.
So again, the word infinity is just saying we don't know what it is. The same way God is a word saying we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So imagine how many
Yeah. I
people
agree.
have come along and tried to teach that the earth is an infinite plane. When they say stuff like that, I say, who measured it?
Yeah, right.
Because what you're talking about there is geometria or gematria, not gematria, gematria. Gematria is I measure the earth, right? Who measured this plane and said it's infinite?
Who named
There
everything?
you go.
How does everything get its purpose?
Maybe everything doesn't have a purpose.
Oh, yeah, niggas ain't gonna like that. But I mean, if we study nature, though, shit, look off the basis of nature, it shows us this. It seems like everything has its purpose, even down to parasites and prey.
It would seem that way. Right now, are things what they seem or are they what they are?
Great fucking question. There it is. Hey, look, shit like that is my mysterious meditations that lead me through a fucking divine flow state, nigga. I don't need to always fucking know.
There you
That
go.
that experience of shit, that right there, we talking about breathing and contemplation alone will have the brain releasing what? The DMT chemical, nigga. After that, what are we doing? We're experiencing, right? It's beyond what the brain can fathom and process. So this is where we start tapping into shit like what do we call it when we come back to this realm and we can even explain anything of basically what the unknown is.
Yeah, you. It becomes either the known to you, which is still again there's still degrees to that,
I'm glad
or
you
it
said it
becomes
perfectly. That's a
uh,
fact. All right,
the
okay.
closer
Oh,
you
this
get.
is
What I explained in my book
degrees.
is
That's a slow down. I hope niggas hear that. There's degrees to shit. All right, my bad. Keep going. That's some great
you good.
answering.
The
Right.
closer all of us, those who seek, get to the Most High. Listen, it wouldn't be the Most High if you could reach it, because you're talking about height, and if it's the Most High, it don't matter what you do, reach, stretch, you're still not the highest. So it wouldn't be the highest. Listen, unless it was the highest. So you will never reach it. That is the eternal pursuit. Because once you reach it, then what are you doing as a human being? You should no longer be human. Now,
Hmm.
you should be supreme beings. And then you should go on to being supreme beings.
Hmm.
And then you go on to being supreme beings. And then what happens when you traverse being and you are not being anymore? And that's what people don't want to deal with. Everybody loves the movie
The
Lucy until the
void,
end.
nigga. Exactly.
Everybody loves, watch what I said. Everybody loves the movie Lucy until the end. Everybody loves the movie Transcendence until the end. When you realize that everybody that's wound up getting to this level that everybody, they can no longer be a being. They have to cease to exist. And there's too much ego in the spirit community, conscious community, to ever understand that. That once you reach what you say and you've reached, you
Better
cannot
watch.
exist here.
You better watch your mouth. I've been saying that shit on my life. All right, that's what I'm saying. Niggas talk that spiritual warrior shit, da da da, till you experience what you thought a spiritual warrior was in the da 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 realm, and that's what I'm saying. But
I
it's
don't think you
crazy
caught what I
because
said.
it's almost like a different level of gratitude that's being taught. We talk about ceasing to exist
Mm-hmm.
and getting the essence of existing again. Well,
What's
what
after? What is after ceasing to exist?
whatever we even can fathom or not fathom to even think
If you
we
can
can put into
fathom it, then how is that a part
into
of that?
right. That's just a drop, a sprinkle of
Look at what
what
I'm
we
saying.
think we're
Anything
not
you can
fathoming.
fathom is within existence.
That's a
So
fact.
what happens when someone ceases to exist?
It would have to. There would be nothing else. You can't talk about it. Allegedly, essentially, you wouldn't be able to say nothing or have
Okay, I'll
experience.
answer the question. I don't know.
But that's what type of courage does it have to seek that type of not knowing?
You don't have to seek the not knowing. You have to understand that you don't know. You have to
Oh
comprehend
yeah,
it and
that's
accept it.
vulnerable. Yeah, vulnerability. Facts. That's what
Accept
I
it.
tell motherfuckers all
Accept
the
it.
time. Yeah,
Bring me
acceptance.
anybody who
Yeah.
thinks they bring me anybody who thinks they know themselves. Tell them go live with me, and I'll show you how they don't.
Come on. I mean, I respect it because I about to say I was ain't a nigga goddamn fucking with my shit, nigga. And I let niggas know this shit about vulnerability
They say
because
they know themselves. I
it's a
ask you to
forever
tell me
knowing thyself is nigga. This shit is.
listen,
That's what I'm saying. You gonna get in
if
off
you
the
say you
deep
know
end. It's a
yourself, I'm gonna
mystery.
ask you this. If you say you know yourself, I'm gonna be like, tell me how many cells are currently in your kidneys.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Like nigga, that's what I'm saying. But even on the essence of again, nigga, time. Nigga, I work 48 hours a week, nigga. That's what I want time to do, just to study how even the body fucking works, nigga. Let me start
You do
there.
have time.
You know what I'm saying? And I spend a lot of time, like nigga, all my time is built on the study of what the fuck niggas can grasp. But I'm saying in the aspect of it takes that much effort and work ethic to try to quote unquote know thyself is what I'm saying. Because that could
Exactly.
be
But you can't know
thrown,
yourself.
it could be thrown around loosely again, like the whole spiritual aspect and what we was talking
Yeah,
about.
that's why I'm here. If you notice what I teach or what I say, they're not staying because they believe they have ideologies. I don't.
Yeah, because you got to
They're
test
stuck on
everything.
philosophies.
Exactly.
I'm not.
Don't believe
It,
me and take my word for it, nigga. Go experience some shit.
yeah,
Go test and
you
question
gotta
some.
let go of the shit you think you know.
You
The
have
closer
to.
you get to the top of that
The
pyramid,
fact. Every
the
time you
less you
gotta
can
you getting
carry.
stripped, nigga. That's
There
a
you go.
fact. That's a fact, nigga. Every time you man, what and that's nigga. Niggas want to talk about reset. Well,
You
that's
gotta
why,
be.
nigga. I
You
don't
wasn't
use. I
born with
used
all
to.
that extra shit.
What'd you say,
You
bro?
weren't. People weren't born with all the extra shit they believe and all this other stuff.
That's a
So
fact.
being born again, we going backwards to go forward. Man, you gotta let all that shit go. And then the way I'm helping people do it is just asking them questions, showing them they don't know what they're talking about. That way, you don't have to be dealing with the what do you call it? The burden of acting like you do.
There it is. Okay, I fuck with it. I
That
fuck
lets
with it.
weight
But
off of
that's
you right there.
nigga. That's science, nigga. That's psychology and the study of the brain and spinal cord.
They don't want to admit they don't know things either.
That's what the fuck I be telling niggas. All right, okay. I respect.
Because science changes every day.
Every moment, nigga.
Every moment
Hence the
there's
fucking
another field of
vulnerability shit we was
science that's
talking about
making
again. That's what
alterations in their
niggas.
equations, their medicines, their technologies is advancing or is going
Hence
backwards.
evolution,
They're
nigga.
losing
Hence the
pieces.
God particle evolving. Exactly.
People
And
be
they
in the
can't
middle of
ever.
writing a paper that's going to change technology forever, and what happens to them? They die, and then people don't know where that paper is. All them decades of information lost. Somebody has to start over, or they'll come and try to study somebody's brain like they did with Einstein to see if they can like literally decode why his brain was able to figure certain things out. That way they can buy more time. So it's all about survival with people. If people ain't paying attention, that's all y'all really want to. It's all human. That's all we really want to do while we're here is
Wow.
survive
But that, what that sound like? Nature.
life. Yeah,
Nature.
yeah,
Survival of the fucking fittest, nigga. Oops.
yeah.
And
So
niggas ain't got they don't got the fit minds to even deal with, let alone the fucking survival of the physical, nigga. We talking about survival of the fittest of the mind. I mean, I don't. Hey,
so
look,
you know
it's a
people
good
don't want to leave
start.
this planet. They don't want to leave. All these people I want to ascend, I want to go home, but they can't stop smoking weed. Or I want to ascend, I want to go home, but they don't want to let go of shrooms. I want to ascend. You're telling people, you know what I mean? We're standing at the gate saying, all right, come on through. And you're like, hold on,
Oh
let me
my
just watch this
god, this
pornography
shit
real
is
quick. I thought y'all were done with pornography. Yeah, but we just gonna watch it. We just gonna watch it for a little longer, and then we'll come back around to it. All right, okay,
oh,
what you
this
want to
shit
do?
is so
Yeah, I'm
fire,
just gonna hit this
bro.
blunt a few more weeks, a few more months, a few more years. That's how much time you think I? Okay, cool. We standing here waiting on y'all to walk through the gate. Yeah, but my ancestors used to do this. Your ancestors were in hell too, so I thought you said you wanted to get out of here. You don't want to get out of here. You want to survive. You worried about having
Mm.
children. You worried about surviving. What's your next meal? You don't want to get out of nowhere. That's my point. They're claiming they want to leave. They don't want to go anywhere. They
That's the
love the
perfect
world.
key word right there is claim. And that's interesting to me and why I love studying the brain even more, because what makes a person claim something they know they're not dealing with, they know
Psychosis.
that.
Study psychosis.
but
Study
but I just
delusions.
want people to hear that this is a thing. And now when they see somebody like us breaking it down scientifically of the brain, that triggers them niggas even more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this, we get down into the aspect. That's what I mean by effort again. Even taking the effort to try to study this shit and then share it from there. aspect of how niggas is doing it,
Yeah,
to me, is a sign of some new time, nigga. That's all
yeah,
I be. That's all I be trying to say, nigga. That's it. Cause
yeah.
this shit, niggas.
The biggest key Dr. Malachi York ever gave me is don't believe anybody. And I listen. I'm one of those true students. If we exist as more than one, I'm one of them. And
Okay.
I was taught don't believe anybody, not even him. So I see
Okay.
people believing him. I'm like, he didn't tell us to do that. And I just keep walking. They think they're doing what he's saying do, but they want to be
They
this
only
great student,
hear what
the
they
student
niggas only
master
hear what they
teacher,
want to hear.
not understanding. He never said believe. So if you're believing or you're a part of a religion, even when it came to Sabian thing, huh? Yeah, you get me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm about
yeah,
to get
yeah.
out here in a second, bro.
I was just about to say that's perfect, bro. I mean, this was definitely way more mysterious and fantastic. I gained a lot more respect for you, so I
Much
definitely
love.
appreciate this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And even if, like I said, niggas was throwing shots, to be able to have a conversation, this is again a sign of example, nigga. We could not believe in the same thing. We could, you
Yep.
know what I'm saying? I was hoping we could agree to disagree on more things and still
Yeah.
just be able to show the example of having a conversation
Boom.
and like, all right, nigga, let's put our disagreements to the side and let's put some brain
Yep.
conversation and communication to the test.
Mm-hmm.
And then this shit for us and the people type shit. Okay.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. I respect it.
All right. Well, you got your questions answered. You
Yeah,
see
not for
how I do.
sure.
All right, listen, you like how you like your ass was coming on strong in here. Like, what you say? How you find they go you said they go to watcher. Cause it was like two people on your live. I didn't even
Yeah,
know somebody
nigga, I
sent
was
it
like,
to me.
hold up, nigga, just
Somebody
nigga sending
sent
niggas
it to me.
live and
Sometimes
shit.
they do that. I was
Hold on,
just going to
nigga,
check it out. And you like,
nigga,
yeah, there you go.
nigga.
How you find my live? Nigga, your ass was
I'm a
talking
shit
strong here.
talker. I'm
How
a
you
shit
yeah, how you
talker.
find my live and you don't even follow me, nigga. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna
damn.
talk shit, bro.
I
Hey,
said somebody
but when I say
sent it
but
to me,
shit be
nigga. I don't
mysterious. Even though I talk shit like that, bro, the shit be a mystery at the end
yeah,
of the day. And like I
yeah.
said, I fuck with numerology, so mysterious. It's a divine contradiction. So when I be like, damn, this shit weird, but low key, that's a mystery. So I gotta sit back and just let it be, nigga.
Yeah, I mean,
Truth gonna be revealed.
yeah,
Shit
somebody sent me
crazy.
the live. I don't know why they did that.
That's
Maybe it was for you.
crazy. Hey, the universe working mysterious
Okay.
ways. What they say, God working mysterious ways, nigga.
Okay. All
Sheesh.
right,
Nah,
family
but
man. You travel light, all right?
we might have to run this shit back one time for the one time in the
I'll be
future.
getting on live as long as you get on here. Hit me up. We hop on here.
All right, say less, Brody.
All right, peace, fam.
Peace to everybody. Take it easy.